Every good sports story begins with a dream. But I guess this isn't a good sports story because there was no dream for this team. Of course, our coach was telling us we wanted to get top 5 at the region, but our best guy was redshirting. We didn't have that exciting of a team. Anyways, let's start with practice. So despite the lack of a goal, we worked hard regardless. And honestly, the workouts we put in before the first race, they were just money. And if you know nothing about the sport, just know that it's all about the grind. You know, who's putting in the work. Anyways, time for our first race. We are going to Athens, Georgia for the UGA Bulldog Invitational. And these are our rivals, so plain and simple, we kind of want to freak them up. Okay, first things first, look at everybody in this picture. Look at how they're all squinting. And look at my shades. Big tactical advantage. Also, they look wicked sick. Anyways, back to the race. Time to take some Bulldog's cheeks. First off, notice how there's no UGA runners in this picture. This is the top 4. Yeah, we're going to spank them. And although we're beating them a lot, we're not going to pump the brakes, bro. We're trying to make a point. But on top of that, there's kind of a fun little inter-squad race going on here. So I'll show you the finish right now.
Oh! Let's go, guys! Let's go! Did he really? Why did Andy look back?
Out of nowhere, I took the dub. Excited about that. But the main point is our team scored 15 points. And for those of you who don't know cross country, that is perfect. Cannot beat someone more than that. Okay, back to Atlanta, back to training, and honestly, competition was kind of weak, obviously. But our next race is going to be quite the opposite. Competition is going to be hot. This is our first test with real competition. Part of us wanted to prove that even without our first guy, we could hang with the big boys. But what we got was a little more uncertainty about the season. Some of us ran great, some of us not so much, so we didn't really know what to make of our team. After this, we had a huge training block. 3 weeks to obtain some grain. And if anything, this block of training proved to us that we are in shape and we can hang with the big dogs. So let's just prove ourselves at this next race. Going up north to Penn State. Also, when I started making TikToks.
You gotta have it. You absolutely gotta have it.
So this course is kind of important to me because last year I took some cheeks here. I ran a PR and obviously I want to do better than that. And as a team, we wanted to get a better idea of where we were at because as I said, the previous race was sort of inconclusive. And we even approached this race better. We ran like some might say a swarm. We honestly went out hard and we went out hungry, but although we went for it, unfortunately the results weren't that different. Some of us, like my boy Matty McBee, popped off. Surprised everybody, just ran like an alpha. And others, like me, for whatever reason, just ran like a milk carton. So, for me at least, morales were pretty low. And that was it for the regular season. The next race is ACCs. And we had a smaller training block right here. Not as much grain to obtain. And I have a really bad relationship with this race. Last year, I gave it pretty much everything I had and got nothing in return. To the point that it had some long-term effects on me. But on the bright side, this is my chance to put that relationship to rest and finally redeem myself. Before you know it, we're headed up to Virginia Tech for the ACC Cross Country Championships. Side note, we watched a lot of Twilight on this trip, and it started off ironic, but unfortunately became less ironic after we started watching the 4th movie. Who cares? Back to the race. I don't know how much I can talk about our plans for the race because we had good workouts, but we had never really put it together as a team. So that was our main goal, is to just have a good day, whatever that was. And our only race plan was just to make sure we got out well so we wouldn't get boxed back because it was a pretty tight course. Speaking of the course, freak, it was muddy, it was hilly, so not the ideal course for a middle distance runner. But you know what, bro? Hashtag no excuses. I'm still going to get out there and get it. And here's my boy, Braden the Boss Collins, finishing #1 on the team. Kind of struggled the whole season, but finally had a great day. And here comes your boy with the chops, coming in for his best ever finish at the ACC Cross Country Meet. And after this, overcoming just a poop shoot of a course, I felt pretty good. And here's past Avery giving a recap.
Team got 9th. May not sound too good, but the team we have and how deep the ACC is, not a bad day at all. Not a bad day.
And of course we watched more Twilight on the way back. And after this was NCAA South Regionals, which could be the last race of the season. We weren't really projected to make nationals at this point. So this is really our last race to prove how good of a team we really were. And this time we actually had a goal to place top 5. And in the NCAA cross country, getting top 5 is the same as like making the tournament in basketball. It really just separates the elite schools from the not. And what I haven't mentioned so far this video is that this is my last cross country season ever. And not only that, but I didn't have track in a Georgia Tech uniform. So this is really my last race in college ever. And to make it more juicy, we're running this race in Tallahassee, Florida. This is my hometown. And also the exact same course where I finished my last cross country race in high school. You think I'm done? And to make it even more juicy, this is going to be a 10K. And I've never finished a 10K before. The past 2 years at this race, I DNF'd. 2 years ago, I went out too hard and I passed out at 9K. Last year, remember how I was saying ACCs was tough? Well, it kind of bled into the race after and I didn't even come close to finishing. So in front of the home crowd, my high school friends and family, my last collegiate race ever, and also my last opportunity to put up a mark in the 10K. My coach gave me some great advice, I thought. He told me to just sit back, go easy the first half, and see how many people we can crank in the second half. And you'll see me way back right here. There I am, with my group of Yellow Jackets right there just scheming, waiting to make our move. I went from around 60th place at the mile, jump a few spots, I'm 48th at the 5K. 8K, I'm about 36th place. And in my mind, an amazing day would be top 25. That makes you all region. Enough about me, time to talk about the team. Historically, the South region has been one of the weakest in the entire country as far as cross country goes. This year, it was actually one of the strongest. We were projected to send 4 teams to the national meet. 2 automatically qualify and then 2 get a national bid, so it's about as good as it gets. And today was one of the days that we all came together. Everybody just had a great day. And here's me JV kicking my teammate. I ended up passing a few people in the last mile and getting 30th. Not all region, but I'll take it. From going from not finishing a race to top 30 in one of the deepest regions in the country, I'm pretty happy. All right, Avery, no one cares about you. How'd the team do? You can read this excitement and just know we did in fact get 5th. We were projected 9th in this race, so performing as well as we did, we have to be happy. That was it, I guess. That was the end of my college career. But looking back, the biggest things and the best memories were my teammates. I'll never forget these years because of them. No matter what happens, my ups and my downs, I would always go to practice and they would always be there. Happy or sad, that was the one constant. But to be clear, this is the end of a chapter, not the end of the whole series. What I didn't say is I'm really not a cross-country runner. I specialize in the 800 and track. And if you guys didn't know, it's an Olympic year coming up, and I'm projected to make the trials. So if you want to tag along for that journey, please subscribe, like this video, share it. There's a lot of work making it, but if this does well, I'll make many more. And I really hope y'all enjoy and you can tag along for the whole journey.
Bartlett storms out of nowhere to take